So, welcome back to something exactly the same, because it's Pokemon. Just a bit different, but exactly the same. But, yeah, had a little bit of a break from just the Believe in Boyt videos this last week. It's going to be coming back, don't worry, Rapidash will be coming back next week on the Believe in Boyts, but just going to have this video instead. This is also instead of the challenge videos, because I have a good challenge coming up, but I just need some things in place for the challenge to work, and they haven't happened yet, so that will be coming next week. So this is going to be a filler video for that, but yeah, it's going to be a list, because everyone likes lists on YouTube's the singular YouTube for some reason. But this is going to be the 10 Pokemon that I think should be used in VGC20 that haven't really been at all. Spoilers for the first one, but these are going to be Pokemon that just have almost no usage. Maybe they popped up once or twice in tournaments. Like, obviously there's no tournaments to go on from now, but we still have the online scene. Like, it's still, like, VGC is still going online, so factoring in those and previous tournaments, these Pokemon have maybe sometimes popped up once or twice, but really aren't used at all. And Bronzong is one of those. Bronzong is one of the Pokemon that did pop up slightly. I'm pretty sure Justin Burns had it on his top 4. Can't even remember the first regional now. Was it Dallas? I think it was Dallas. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he had a Bronzong that made top 4. Everyone's forgotten about every single other Trick Room setter apart from Mimikyu and Dusclops. There are other Pokemon that learn Trick Room, but those seem to be the two that everyone is using now, and all the other Trick Room users have forgotten. Bronzong is still entirely usable as a Pokemon. It's still got very good bulk. Obviously not as good a bulk as Dusclops, and that's probably the main reason why Dusclops is used so much, because it's got such incredible bulk. But Bronzong has some nice niches, like even just Levitate in itself being a ground immunity. I guess technically not against Mold Breaker Excadrill, but still, having Levitate is good. Like, if you want to Earthquake next to yourself with your Rhyperior and Trick Room instead, then that's going to be a niche for it. And it can actually do some damage that's not just 50. Like, Body Press is a really good addition to it, because it's got very, very usable defense. What does it actually hit? Just go bold. Yeah, 184. That's a very respectable defense stat, and will do significant damage as well. And then you've still got things like self-activates your weakness policy on Rhyperior with Gyrable, while still being able to do good damage with Gyrable because you're so slow. And then, yeah, so some other nice support options as well. That's a trick if you didn't know, by the way. If you click on Power, then it has all the attacking moves and then the status moves at the bottom. That's the quickest way I found to sort the stuff out. But yeah, it's got some nice things. Got the Iron Defense combo with the Body Press as well, so you can actually make Bronzong be offensive if you want to. It doesn't have Pain Splits or any kind of real recovery. That is a negative against Dusclops, but it's still got some really good moves. Speed Swap is a big one. I think that's one of the main things for Bronzong, because it lets you not even have to go for Trick Room with the Bronzong, because you can swap your super slow speed stat of Bronzong with the opposing Pokemon and have almost a fast mode for the Bronzong, which is really amusing. And I think it was, or at least I've seen, the Bronzongs I saw at the beginning of Series 1 had Speed Swap. But then you haven't really seen many Bronzongs otherwise after that. Shoma Honami had Bronzong on his second place World Champion Invitational as well. I think he had Ally Switch though, I don't think he had Speed Swap. But Speed Swap is one of the big ones for Bronzong, for sure. And yeah, I think it should be used a lot more than it has been. It popped up at the beginning of Series 1 and then disappeared. But another Trick Room setter that really hasn't been used at all is Oranguru. And I'm still not sure why. Obviously, you can't instruct a Dynamax, but only one of your Pokemon Dynamaxes. The other two, you can instruct them all you want, and you don't even need to Dynamax if you don't have to, if you don't want to, if you can just go for the instructs. But I think the biggest thing going for Oranguru, like, instruct is lovely and a really cool move. The biggest thing that Oranguru has going for it is a normal type. Almost all of the Trick Room setters are weak to Ghost. This one is immune to Ghosts, and that is a really, really nice niche. Pair that with Inner Focus, so you can't even be faked out to stop Trick Room. You could pretty much, if you slap a Mental Herb on there as well, you're going to get Trick Room. It's going to be pretty much guaranteed, unless you're, like, if you've got a Redirection Mon, you're going to get Trick Room. So yeah, Instruct and Normal type is a very, very nice niche for Oranguru. It's also got very good bulk as well. Like, that's entirely respectable bulk. It has 110 special defense is very good as well. Maybe just slightly less bulky than you would need, but, like, because 80 is not the greatest of defenses, but it's enough. Trust me, it's enough. Oranguru does feel very bulky. And there's not too many other like fancy things that you would do with Oranguru. You would just literally set up Trick Room, go for Instructs if you can. It does get Yawn though, so that's something as well. But yeah, going for Instructs, you can just seen Imprison as well. So you can use that as an anti-Trick Room one as well if you want. Have like Psychic Instruct, Imprison, Trick Room. That's an entirely usable set. There you go. You can have that one for free. But yeah, big niche being a normal type that's going for Trick Room. We don't have Stantler in this format, unfortunately. But yeah, like I was saying in my Fun Conventionals, a very good partner for Oranguru is Berserker. Now, I've already done a Fun Conventional on Berserker, and I've already spoken about the merits of why I think the Berserker should be used, so I won't go on about it too much in this one. But yeah, Berserker should be used. It really should be. It's got two great abilities. Like, obviously, Tough Claws is not really going to be used. I think it actually would be if you were the Assault Vest set, because then if you have like Close Combat, U-Turn, and Fake Out, all four of those moves getting a Tough Claws boost. If you don't have another Steel type move on your team, only Berserker is the Steel type move with Iron Head, then I think you can get away with Tough Claws. Getting Tough Claws on all the three other moves is significant, but Steely Spirit is very, very big. Especially if you've got something like Steel Wing on Dragapult. Like, suddenly, Dragapult has Stab Steel Wing, and it's easily able to deal with the Fairy types that it is weak against. And it's actually got very, very good offensive pressure as well. 110 base attack is very good paired with its two abilities. Tough Claws means it's basically as strong as Mega Metagross. Not quite, because Mega Metagross, 145 attack, I think it had, so... But you ran Jolly on Mega Metagross. So having Adamant pretty much is the same. A little bit less. I'm trying to remember what the exact stat. I think it's... Oh, actually, no, I think it's 197 that Metagross hits. But even then, you run some bulk on your Mega Metagross. So it's not going to be as strong. But there's Steely Spirit. I think Steely Spirit is stronger than Metagross's Iron Head. And my phone just dropped on the floor. And yeah, still going to be doing really, really good damage. And it's not got the greatest special defense. It's got very reasonable defense. Like, that's why I think that Assault Vest could be good. But the niche that I did say in the other video as well was holding one of the power items / Iron Ball and going for Gyro Ball, because you're going to be very slow, and that does a lot of damage. A Steely Spirit 150 base power Gyro Ball is going to do a lot. That's the equivalent of a max move. I don't even think there's a Steel max move that can hit 150 base power. So that's even stronger than max moves. So you don't even need to Dynamax the Berserker. Even though you can if you saw my weakness policy one as well, paired with the Oranguru. But yeah, Berserker, even just Fake Out. If you need a Fake Out mon, definitely consider Berserker. So the next one, slightly oddball one, Mandor Buzz. People seem to have forgotten that Tailwind lasts for 3 turns. It doesn't have to be on the turn you activate it. Like, obviously the speed mechanic changes has been very significant. And obviously, Whimsicott, Prankster Tailwind, immediate speed and blast through everything straight away. Tailwind lasts for 3 turns. You can set the Tailwind on that turn because Mandor Buzz is so bulky, and then be able to use the Tailwind in the future. So people seem to have forgotten about Mandor Buzz. It's a very good check to Dragapult as well, because it is relying on Foul Play to do its damage, so if it gets Dragon Worm-winded, it's not really going to care. Another really nice niche of Mandor Buzz is that it is one of the few Pokemon that actually gets Toxic in this format, because Toxic is a Gen 7 move. It was the TM, it's lost its TM status. Not many Pokemon learn Toxic anymore. Mandor Buzz does. And it's got Iron Defense, which we know from Ferrothorn can really swing a game around. And then it's got Snarl to help with the special defense. So you don't even need to go with Tailwind stuff. You can just go for a bulky, never gonna die Mandor Buzz. You're going to slowly get KO'd to Toxic. So yeah, I think the Mandor Buzz really should be used a lot more than it has been. Even if it's just the standard Tailwind stuff, it's really bulky. Like, that is, look at that, 110, 105, 95 is very good defenses. So it's going to survive a lot of things, especially paired with Roost as well. Like, you don't even need the Toxic stuff, just go for Tailwind, Foul Play, and then this one's usually filler. Like, those 3 moves and then something is usually very good on Mandor Buzz. It was very, very good in VGC20. Like, it got 2nd place at Worlds, so Mandor Buzz is definitely a solid Pokemon, and really, really should be used a lot more, especially Overcoat as well, being immune to Venusaur. As you know, I hate Venusaur so much. So, yeah, Overcoat, stopping that completely, stopping Butterfree or anything. Mandor Buzz really should be used a lot more than it has been. Raccoonid is the next one. People haven't really realised how strong a Raccoonid is. You know the water bubble doubles the power of Max Geyser as well, right? So that's effectively 260 base power coming from your max move. I know it's coming off, 70 attack? But the doubling is significant. I'm pretty sure that a Max Geyser from a water bubble, a Raccoonid, is the same power as doubled banded Fisher's Rend from Dracovish, and everyone knows how strong that move is. And you don't even need to be moving first for it to be that strong. Just whenever you go for it, it's going to do the damage. And a Raccoonid's got absolutely fantastic bulk. Like, look, 132 special defense as well. Slap an Assault Vest on there, Dynamax, it's not going anywhere. You're blasting them with a banded Fisher's Rend every turn. With a Pokemon that can't be KO'd. It's like this is the Pokemon. The main Pokemon, I think, should replace Lapras. Because Lapras is not a good Pokemon. Veil is lovely. Veil is a great move, or a great thing to have. Lapras is not a worthwhile Pokemon to set it. We'll get to that later. But, yeah, this Pokemon should be instead of Lapras. Assault Vest Arachnids, even Mystic Water Arachnid. That is the awkward thing. So, a Max Geyser against a solid Rock Rhyperior, depending on their HP investment, is rolls. Mystic Water will guarantee it. But it is awkward rolls. So, if you are Assault Vest, you can just run Hydro Pump instead, because now it has access to Hydro Pump, and you can go for both Liquidation and Hydro Pump. Have mixed, and everyone knows how much I love the mixed Emus. Don't know why people didn't run my Electrium Coco with Wild Charge and Thunderbolt, but that I could rant about that forever, so I won't. Hydro Pump and Liquidation, you can hit on both sides. So, you can sort the Rhyperior stuff with that. You've got a Giga Drain, so you can deal... I say deal with. I think it's 4 shots Gastrodon, but it still hits Gastrodon, and is a move that you can go for that's not going to be just Storm Drained, and then it's got some fancy stuff like Lunge to be able to reduce attack, so that you're not even less likely to be KO'd. Bug Bite, Steel Berries. Icy Wind as well. Even though you're not really going to be making use of that too much, but... and Mirror Coat, because it's got a great special defense, you'd be able to go for the Mirror Coats, and then I guess technically go for a Max Mindstorm, but I think it's base 100 if it's coming off Mirror Coat, so it's probably not going to be worth, but Arachnid is very strong, like, significantly strong, and I'm not sure why it hasn't popped up at all. I've seen one team report, I think... I'm going to try and say his name. Yehui? That's definitely wrong, I'm sorry, but... yeah, he had a weakness policy Arachnid, I'm pretty sure, where he Rock Tombed the Arachnid. And I also faced that in an MSS at one point. A Dusclops Rock Tombs the Arachnid, and that activates the weakness policy, and then everything gets KO'd. So, yeah, Arachnid definitely should be used. It's very, very strong. Got great bulk. Use it instead of Lapras. So, next one, going to be Diggersby. Speaking of strong Pokemon that get something doubled based on attack, huge power is so significant. It's stronger than Azumarill, because Azumarill has, I think, 50 attack, and this has 56 attack. So, this is an awkward fact. So I thought that Max Wormwind with a Life Orb from Flapple was the strongest standalone is the important word, strongest standalone move in the game. So like turn 1, go for this move, it is the strongest move. I thought it was that. Then it turns out it's kind of Dracozolt with a double-powered banded Bolt Beak, but does that count? Because you have to be going first for that to be stronger. But there is a stronger one that's always going to be that strong, and that is Choice Banded Giga Impact. Now, people are going to be scared away from Giga Impact completely. I'm not going to be, because I used it in 2015. I used it at the World Championships in 2015 on my Mega Salamence. And whenever I use my Mega Charizard Wise, I would have Blast Burn as well. And Blast Burn and Hydro Cannon is picked up in the format, I guess. So maybe it's not as wild as it would one day, or previously be considered. Maybe one day it will be actually considered as legit, because it's very, very strong. Like I was saying, it's only second technically to doubled Bolt Leak from Banded Dracozolt as well, and you have to be a man to go for that. Unless you set Gravity, but there we go. Yeah, Choice Band Giga Impact is going to do a lot. Banded High Horsepower is stronger than Excadrill's Max Quake, I think. Or it's close. Can't remember. One of them was stronger. They were close, but there was one of... I don't know. Diggersby was pretty much as strong as an Excadrill Max Quake. That was with no boosting. Like, Life Orb Max Quake from Excadrill is stronger. But, yeah, just Choice Band, like, no Dynamax is equal in strength to Excadrill's max moves, which is very significant. And also, Foul Play for some reason, gets doubled in power by huge power. Even though you're using the opponent's attack, Foul Play gets double power as well. So that does a lot of damage, especially with the Choice Band. You've effectively got Stab Foul Play that's been doubled. So it's like quad super effective, or even just super effective Foul Play, or quad super effective against super effective things. But yeah, very strong. And even outside of that, you can go with stuff like Life Orb, use the Giga Impact as the base, still 150 base power from a Max Strike. And Max Strike is a very good speed control as well. It's going to lower their speeds. So you'll be able to get some sweeps going with the Diggersby. Use it as speed control that's going to blast through the opponent. Like, Durant has been used like to set up defenses with Iron Heads and Stomping Tantrums and stuff. This Diggersby can kind of do the same thing, but with speed control. So it's going to probably KO something that doesn't Dynamax because it is so strong. And then gets a speed drop, so then you're going to outspeed them next turn, and then hit them with another Max Strike. And if they switch around, they're getting the minus speed drop because of those Max Strikes. So it snowballs around like that, and I think, I haven't done this calc for a while, but again, it's like close. The Life Orb Max Strike is, I don't know if it's stronger, and it's it's equivalent to Durant's moves, and everyone knows how strong Durant is as well. So yeah, Diggersby, one of the strongest Pokemon in the format, technically kind of the strongest with the Banded Giga Impact. Does that count against having to double your power with Bulk Beak? Because this is consistently the same damage, but there we go. Okay, so I've got this set up awkwardly on Showdown, so I think I have to delete these so that I can click on the other ones, because I've got this set up very, very nicely so that I can click on Simeon next. So yeah, Simeon was on Sajan's World Champion Invitational winning team, and then it disappeared completely. Defiant is a fantastic ability. It's really good with the max moves going around, and it's got pretty much the same bulk as Conkeldurr. So I think Conkeldurr has 5 more in HP defense and special defense. So Conkeldurr is technically just well, not even technically, it just is slightly bulkier than Persimmon, but not by much at all. And yeah, having access to Defiant, just getting intimidated once or one drop, you're instantly stronger than Conkeldurr is. And Conkeldurr don't tend to carry close combat too much. It really should. Conkeldurr close combat is very strong as well. But yeah, you do have Drain Punch on Persimmon, but you're not doing too much damage without something like Iron Fist. But yeah, close combat, when you've got a Defiant boost, is going to do so much damage. And you've got some really nice coverage as well. One of the few Pokemon that gets knockoff as well in the format. You get the coverage to hit the fairies with Iron Heads. And then you've got something like, well, this is assuming that you're Assault Vest. Assault Vest is definitely the best set on Persimmon. But it's got a couple of really nice tech moves for the Assault Vest. One of them being Feint. I think that was the one that was on Sajan's team with Feint, so you can just ignore Protects. And Electro Web as well. That one has been completely ignored. That's good speed control as well. Persimmon's got very respectable speed stat. It can easily make use of the Electro Web drops depending on how much you invest in its speed. And if you go like pretty fast, like to speed tie with Togekiss, if you get that speed tie, win the speed tie, get the Electro Web drop, then the thing next to it that could deal with the Togekiss could be moving first. But yeah, Electro Web, very slept on Assault Vest Persimmon, and even Persimmon itself. Defiant is fantastic. Everyone's only using Conkeldurr. Mach Punch is significant. Like, to be fair, Mach Punch is a very significant move on Conkeldurr. But if you can sacrifice that priority move, even just have Feint as the other one, then Persimmon is definitely worthwhile, especially with Defiant. Defiant is super, don't bother with Receiver. But yeah, Defiant is very, very significant and really should be considered alongside Conkeldurr. But we're in the top 3, as it were. I didn't really put these in order. I do have, I think, my main thing that I think should be used as number 1. But yeah, move on to number 3 now, and that's Alolan Ninetales. So, like I was saying, Lapras is bad. Don't use Lapras. Use Ninetales and Araquanid instead. So just go for the Aurora Veil raw with the Ninetales, and then you've got a much more powerful Dynamax Pokemon behind the Veil with an Assault Vest that's not going to be KO'd ever. So yeah, Ninetales really should be used a lot more. Like with Mandor Buzz, which is on the same team, it came second at Worlds. It's definitely a worthwhile Pokemon. Can easily just slap the Light Clay on there, or the Focus Sash if you really need to. But got the Blizzard spam. Everyone knows what freezes can do, and 19% of the time you're going to get a freeze. So that's actually a significant amount of time. Icy Wind as well. Icy Wind, like with the Electro Whip. This is very, very good speed. It is awkwardly speed tied with Durant, but who runs the max speed on their Durant anyway? But yeah, awkward speed stat. Shouldn't be jolly, should be tipped. Doesn't matter, I'm not exactly building it, but yeah. Very good speed stat. Instant speed drop with the Icy Wind as well. Going to be very significant. So you can go for Icy Wind speed drops immediately, or you can just go for your Aurora Veil as well. Like, instant speed drop now with Icy Wind and Aurora Veil is absolutely fantastic support. And Ninetales even gets better support moves as well. Encore was my personal favourite back in 17 as well. Encore has been forgotten about as a move because you can Dynamax out of the Encore, but then 3 other Pokemon can't, and usually the Pokemon you want to Encore are support Pokemon that don't want to Dynamax, so that's really slept on. This was my 17 Ninetales, and it was just amazing. Like, being able to just go for the Encore Disable Trap, even though I didn't have like Shadow Tag or anything, it was still fantastic, and it's got some really nice other moves as well. It gets Fake Tears now. That is huge. Like, that is absolutely huge. And look at this support. Like, who needs Blizzard? Look at that for support. Like, you're gonna do so much with that. Just have a special attacker that's under speeds, like something like Charizard, who has made use of Fake Tears, or Duraludon with the Assault Vest. Both of them, slap the Assault Vest on both of them. Charizard is best item is Assault Vest, but yeah, being able to make them even more bulky with the Aurora Veil, and then Fake Tears spam. Like, just choose. Make them super bulky, make them move first, make them get an Oko, and then make the opponent do something you want. But yeah, like, this is absolutely fantastic support. A million times better than Lapras. Like, don't waste your Dynamax on Lapras. Use this to support the other Dynamax that's way better than Lapras. So yeah, not sure why this isn't used. Like, I get that there are some downsides. Like, Resonance will be able to set Aurora Veil even if they've got Sun or Sand or whatever. This is weather dependent, so if they just go for a Max Geyser that's faster than your Ninetales or something like that, they'll be able to put a stop to the Aurora Veil, but then just go for the other support moves. Don't waste your Dynamax on Lapras. Use the Ninetales, have much better Dynamaxes, like the Arachnid as well. Even though that doesn't really make use of the Icy Wind drops. But there's other Pokemon you can use. Yeah, so, speaking of Icy Wind drops and instant speed, Alolan Persian. Alolan Persian has Icy Wind. So this was the Persian that I used to win the 2018 Malmo Regional. So this, again, fantastic support. You've got kind of a Aurora Veil, not really, but same kind of thing, like damage control with Parting Shot, being able to switch out and reset Fake Out as well, which is a very nice move as well. Fast Fake Out, faster than Raichu. Raichu always seems to give me a problem, so faster than Raichu, Fake Out is always going to be very good. And yeah, instant speed drop. Instant speed drop is very significant. Like, forget what I said about Mandor Buzz. Like, instant speed drop now. With this Persian. Even faster than Ninetales. It's 115. It's faster than Durant. So you can always, like, with this Persian, you'll be able to go for the fancy things like Icy Wind and then Heat Wave with whatever Pokemon is faster than Durant at -1. And yeah, really, really good damage as well with the Foul Play. Gonna beat the Dragapults as well. Yeah, really good defenses with Fur Coat, doubling its defenses. It's not got the greatest of special defenses, but Fur Coat is a very nice ability. I've always wanted to just slap Assault Vest on Persian, but then you do sacrifice Parting Shot. You can't. It gets U-turn, but that kind of defeats the point, doesn't it? But yeah, Fake Out and Parting Shot is a very good combination. It doesn't have to be an Intimidate Pokemon with a Fire typing that's been bad since it was released, but actually, to be fair, Incineroar is the best it's ever been in VGC20, but there we go. I think Alolan Persian is better because of Icy Wind. Like, Icy Wind is super, super significant with the instant speed drop and the speed tier that Persian is at. Like, there is Weavile. Weavile can do it as well with Stab Icy Wind, but yeah, not got Fur Coat. It's got a lot less defenses because of that. You could have Foul Play on Weavile, I guess. There's Sneasel as well. Like, I've seen a Sneasel that had pretty much the same thing. Does this get Screech? Because that Sneasel had Screech. Yeah, this does get Screech. So this could be the same as that Sneasel. But would it be better defenses than Eviolite? I think it would be with Fur Coat. Maybe not with special defenses, but yeah, Parting Shot is the big one it has over Sneasel. And that is a fantastic move. So this should be used more than Incineroar is used at the moment, if that makes sense. I was going to say make space for another fire type, but there's barely any fire types in VGC20, so maybe that's why Incineroar is used a bit more. But yeah, Alolan Persian is very, very nice with the instant speed drops. Now, the number one Pokemon that I do actually think, like, this one's not a joke, I do think this should be used a lot more than it is. Hear me out. It's Togetic. Okay, so Togekiss is obviously way more offensive than this Togetic. Like, technically, you could go Super Lux Scope Lens on Togetic, but that's not going to achieve too much. But a lot of people are using something like Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Yawn, Protect on their Berry Togekiss. Togetic can take an Excadrill Max Steel Spike, so it doesn't need the Berry. So really, Berry is only for Durant. Like, literally only for Durant. And a lot of people are even just doing the, like I was saying with the Icy Wind, Speed Drop, and then Heat Wave with their Togekiss. Like, that's their answer to Durant. Just have a different answer to Durant, and this Togetic is better than the Berry support Togekiss. Because it can take the Steel moves that would have KO'd it anyway, and then has way more bulk with the Eviolite than the normal support Togekiss does. You're not going to be doing too much damage at all with any of your Dazzling Gleams, but you have such significant bulk. I think it was that you needed pretty much max to be able to survive the Max Steel Spikes from Excadrill, but it's got incredible bulk. It's got competition in Clefairy. Friend Guard is a very good ability, but this Togetic has so much more bulk than the Clefairy, so you'd be using this to just absorb all the hits so that the other Pokemon doesn't, rather than making your partner be able to take the hits better so you don't even need to follow me. Because a lot of Clefairies just come in, sit on the field, protect to keep the Friend Guard activated. This Togetic is bulky enough that it can eat their hits. Like, it really can. There's not too much that can OHKO it. Like Durant and stuff. Like, the super hard hitters. Even Excadrill can't take care of it. Duraludon can't take care of it. Doesn't need the Berry for that, so yeah, I don't know why Togetic isn't used more than, like, if you're using the Togekiss with the Berry, with, like, the Dazzling Gleam, Follow Me, Helping Hand, Yawn, like that, like, normal moveset on Berry Togekiss. This is better. Use this Pokemon. If you're using that set, if you're not using Heat Wave on your Togekiss as an answer to Durant, and you're a support Berry Togekiss, use Togetic instead. It is way, way bulkier than the Berry Togekiss. You can take some Steel moves better with a Togetic, but you'll take every other move a million times, no, not a million times better. Way better than the Togekiss does. Like, seriously, use this Togetic if we're using complete support Togekiss instead. So, that's going to be my list of the top 10 Pokemon that I think should be used in VGC20 at the moment that really haven't been. Kind of popped up once or twice, but, like, actually should be used in VGC20, and I do hope that they will pop up at some point. And I'm also going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to be using one of these Pokemon in the Victory Road, I think it's, what, May Challenge? Well, yes, it is May. So, yeah, the Victory Road May Challenge. I'm going to be using one of these Pokemon because I think that it should be used. So, hopefully that goes well, and I'll be able to show how good that Pokemon is. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream that one, but hopefully I'm going to try to. Actually, not stream, record for YouTube. But, yeah, I'm going to try and do that, hopefully, so I can show off, hopefully, one of the Pokemon that should be used a lot more. But that's going to be it for this video. Like, this something exactly the same. There's my cat as well. Something that is exactly the same, but a little bit different. So, put in the comments if you want more of these kind of videos. There's not going to be too many that I can do, but it's something slightly different from the Believe in Boyt stuff and the challenge videos, even though it's exactly the same because it's Pokemon. But, yeah, also make a comment if there's anything else you want to see. If I was doing this kind of video, what you'd want me to do with these kind of videos. Maybe suggestions of other lists you want me to do. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I need to go and let my cat out. So thanks for watching.